would have to ask the question when reading Shemot or Exodus chapter number 32, why would Yahweh even bother giving to Moshe plans for the building of the Mishkan or the tabernacle when he knew that the people down at the foot of the mountain were planning on building and actually built a golden calf idol? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 4, Torah portion, Tisa. And we enter into chapter number 32 of Shemot or Exodus, and we scratch our heads. And of course, we think that if I had been there, I certainly wouldn't have been involved with all of that. Idolatry is a real sketchy thing. We point our fingers and we accuse others of having their idols, but inwardly, secretly, suggestively at some points, we all deal with the allure and the draw of idolatry. So concerning this gold calf, what happened? What were they thinking? What were they trying to accomplish? So were they trying to replace Yahweh with another idol, or were they trying to replace Moshe as the intermediary or intercessor between Israel and Yahweh? Exactly what was going on? Moshe had been on the mount at this point for 40 days. And perhaps, realistically, they were wondering, what happened to him? Did he just get absorbed into that other realm and he's not coming back? Did Yahweh kill him in his presence? Is he lost? Did a wild beast devour him on the way up? Exactly where is he? What happened to him? And is he ever going to come back to us? We're out here in the middle of nowhere. We don't know where we're going. Without Moshe, we don't have anybody to handle Yahweh for us. That's a problem. So there are a long list of considerations, but be that as it all may, the result is that this people thought that the best course of action was to convince Aaron, the priest, to fashion an idol for them. And they rose up around it and danced lewdly, suggestively, and partied like they had seen demonstrated for them in the land of Mitzrayim or Egypt. So somehow they thought that taking earrings out of their ears and out of their nose and putting that together into a molten fashion would create a god for them, an idol for them, a intermediary for them, something for them that would facilitate a spiritual improvement. Let's just face it, no one is going to choose an idol and bow down to it or yield a portion of their lives or loyalty or allegiance to without some sense of something in return. All of that being understood, let's understand then why a calf. Well, many would say instantly, well, the calf idol was something that they saw in Mitzrayim. But again, why a calf? Why not a horse? Why not a goat? Why not some other animal? If we go back to a few pages in this book, to chapter number 24, it says that after Moshe had taken the blood of the offerings and sprinkled the covenant, the book of the covenant, the scroll of the covenant, and sprinkled the people and called them the people of the covenant, and they had responded, Na'aseh v'nishma, we will do and we will hear. We're going to obey Yahweh. We're his people. In verse 9, it says, And Moshe went up, also Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. Let's not forget them. And they saw the Elohim of Israel, and under his feet like a paved work of sapphire stone, and like the heavens for brightness. So they came into the presence of the Most High, 74 men. Yah is seated upon his throne. Now, lest you and I imagine a gold large chair, let's also understand from the prophet Ezekiel, Yehezkel, that the throne of Elohim is not a structure, but beings. They're called cherubim. These cherubim are messenger, we would probably say most commonly, angelic style beings with 4 faces. And they have the face of a lion, a man, an ox, and an eagle. They have wings. They are filled with eyes. They have calves' feet. Think about that. And they fly in a perfect formation, a 4-square formation, if you will. And as one moves, they all move in a unison. And Yah is enthroned upon them. In the book of Revelation, we see that there are 4 creatures that are around his throne. Literally, they are his throne. Those 4 creatures in the book of Revelation are the same 4 creatures that we see in Ezekiel chapter number 1. So the cherubim, the 2 cherubim that are on the Ark of the Covenant that fold their wings to form a seat toward the middle, those could have had one of 4 faces. Rabbis suggest that they were calf faces on a human form with calf feet. So let's understand then that what perhaps was taking place is that Aaron, at the suggestion of the people, fashioned a calf to suggest that it is symbolic of the throne of the Most High, and that as they worship around it, that they're worshiping the one that is seated upon it. Now, if that is true, then they are creating their own Ark of the Covenant. Yah is seated upon the mercy seat of the cherubim, his throne. He is enthroned over that lid of the ark that contains the word. But if I can create my own ark and my own cherubim, and my own version of Yah is seated upon that, then the word that the cherubim is guarding over is of my own creation and making. This is idolatry. Anytime we create our own truth, we replace the valid, authentic truth of Yah. This goes back to the root of the sin in the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve, or Adam and Chava, ate from the tree that gave them, in their estimation, the knowledge of good and evil. That is, that they could formulate their own doctrine of what is true to them. What a horrible mess you and I see our world fallen into, because people are formulating their own truth. Right now, as I speak, there is an act in the Congress of the United States, it's already been approved, I understand, by the House, that would grant gender neutrality. It would take the idea of male and female created in the image of Elohim and blow it out the windows, and there would be no such thing. The fallout of that is horrendous, and the damage that it could do to our society. When we formulate our own truth, we're eating from the wrong tree. When we create our own idols, it's destructive to us. Now notice that 2 things take place as a result of this. Number 1 is that when idolatry moves, Yah rejects us. When you get into chapter number 32, Yah says, your people have corrupted themselves, Moshe. And Moshe is saying, your people whom you brought out of the land of Mitzrayim with great power and a strong hand. Moshe said, they're your people. Yah says, no, they're your people. Nobody wants them. The other thing is where idolatry takes place, the plans for the tabernacle stop. His house stops its awareness in our midst when we bow down before another idol. We got a lot more on this tomorrow. We'll see you then, and until then, shalom.